Hey everybody, welcome back to Brainiac Baseball's 1984 Detroit Tigers season replay. Today's matchup is between the Detroit Tigers and the Cleveland Indians at Cleveland Stadium. On the mound for the Tigers today is Jeff Robinson, whose record is 2-2 with a 3.04 ERA. And pitching for the Indians today is Larry McCall, whose record is 4-14 with a 7.17 ERA. Okay, a big victory yesterday. Tigers won 8-3. Ken Smith hit his 19th home run. Glenn Wilson hit his 8th home run of the year. And Brian Kelly pitched just good enough to get the win. He gave up 8 hits, walked 3, only struck out 1 in 5+ innings. So not a textbook performance, but good enough to get the win as the offense just piled on Eric Wilkins of the Indians. And, going forward, I feel like now that we've made 3 major trades, I feel like we will be in the driver's seat down the stretch. I mean, it feels, and maybe you could tell me how you think it feels to you, but like we traded for 3 very important players who are actually all our team leaders as of right now. Tom Browning, we just signed, and I traded for, and he got a win. He is our team leader in ERA and wins, technically speaking. Tom Henke, we traded for. Now he's our closer, and he leads the team in saves. Willie Wilson leading the team in batting average and stolen bases. And little old Ken Smith, who we traded for in the offseason, is leading in home runs. So, it's hard to even call this the 1984 Detroit Tigers when you don't have a single player who was on the Tigers among your league leaders. But that's what makes it fun, is that we are, kind of rewriting history here in maybe a negative way if we don't win the World Series. But we're doing what we can to get to the finish line and win the American League East, and then who knows what will happen after that. Now, James K., welcome back. We haven't seen him in a while. He hasn't been communicating as much anyway, and he mentioned something in the comments yesterday about how the Cleveland Indians line up with so many young players, rookies and just players who are, teenagers still, are taking over the starting lineup for the Indians here. And something I've said before, and I wanted just to reiterate it here, because I think it's been a while since I've proclaimed this, but I believe that in my experience, I don't really know this for sure, but I feel like in the tens of thousands of games that I've played of Baseball Mogul, I feel like wherever you start, whatever year that you start at, it's going to take about 6 seasons before you weed out all of the retiring players, all of the schlubs who are on their downside of their career, the players who maybe in their 2nd or 3rd year of your sim get signed to long-term contracts, but then their ratings fall, and then they get sent to AAA in this game. All of that has to be weeded out, really, before a team can catch fire. Now, since I'm a human, and I'm human controlling the Tigers, I can speed up that process for my team. And it doesn't mean I make all good decisions, but for the most part, I'm able to pick and choose where we are struggling at and try to improve that. Like, we got a leadoff hitter with Willie Wilson. We got a closer because Dave Smith wasn't getting the job done. And we got a starting pitcher because we've suffered so many injuries to our starting pitching staff that they've become unreliable. And so I can do that specifically to improve my team, whereas the computer AI in Baseball Mogul will constantly make the same mistake over and over again. And if you look at the New York Yankees, this is a perfect example. A team that's got almost unlimited payroll. I believe they're number 1 in the game, but they just keep buying third basemen, right? They're on their 4th third baseman this year. And in a sense, I'm okay with that because they are the Yankees, and they are trying to fill a position. But the other side of that is, they should have to cut those players before they send them to the minors. And why would you put Mickey Hatcher in AAA after he was batting .368 with 1 home run, 15 RBI in 19 games, and that wasn't good enough. They had to trade for Fritzy Connolly, who was with the Cubbies, and he's batting .235. So I don't really understand how the computer AI thinks about those things in a constructive way, where it actually benefits the team long term. All they're doing is taking big name players and they're burying them in their minor league system. And then they can't get on teams that might actually need them to help their team improve, like the Indians, for example. So anyway, that's a long way of saying that in my opinion, I think it takes 6 years to kind of cleanse the dreck from the game. And we're only in our 5th year. Okay? So we have Jeff Robinson on the mound today. He has never pitched against the Indians, supposedly. And all the bullpen is available today. Here's our lineup versus Larry McCall. It's the same as yesterday. Everybody's healthy, so we may as well play them while we got them. And of course, you may remember Larry McCall has given up the most home runs in a season for the last 3 years. So we might be able to get a couple long balls on him here in Cleveland Stadium. Let's go ahead and do the Tigers lineup rundown for today's ball game. Batting leadoff, playing center field is Willie Wilson. Batting second at third base is George Brett. Batting third and left field is Kirk Gibson. Batting cleanup and DHing is Kenny Smith. Batting fifth and catching is Terry Kennedy. Batting sixth in right field is Glenn Wilson. Batting seventh at first base is Glenn Brock. Batting eighth at shortstop is Alan Trammell. And batting ninth is our second baseman, Rob Wilfong. Okay, here he is, Larry McCall. Oh my gosh, he's given up 33 home runs already after giving up 58 and 52 in the previous 2 seasons. That is a bad ratio. He's making his 21st start of the year, 4-14. He's lost over 20 games the last 2 years as well. He's well on pace to do that now. 4-14, that 7.17 ERA, 57 strikeouts in 128 innings pitched. Opponents are batting .325 against him. He does have a complete game. Fastball tops out at 90 miles an hour. Ground ball percentage is 47%. He's a 4-pitch pitcher. The only pitch that's at league average is a splitter. A fastball just a tick below that. Overall, he is rated a 78. The 31-year-old right-hander is a free agent at the end of this year. I hope, no matter what happens, I hope he stays in the American League. Let's take a look at his log. Has he pitched against Detroit? Yeah, twice. He gave up 1 home run and took the loss back on May 26th. He gave up 8 runs on 12 hits. And then on May 6th, he gave up a home run. In a no decision, one of his better games, he went 7 innings, giving up 4 runs on 7 hits. Okay, here is the defense for the Cleveland Indians. Looks like we're back to the main lineup today. And we've got Willie Wilson leading off against Larry McCall. Wilson, full count, and Wilson walks. So everybody in the park knows that Wilson is going. 76% chance to steal second. You're not going to find too many percentages higher than that, at least in the game. Right on the middle, and Wilson practically walks to second base. 8 of 9 on the year. I think you would agree with me that Willie Wilson is probably the first stolen base artist that we've had where it's like a guarantee, you know, almost. We had Ricky Henderson, and it was far from a guarantee. And Gibby's had some good years, but we've never had anyone like Willie Wilson. George Brett will line it to right. Wilson will tag and go to third. We're going to go on contact with Gibby. Now, Gibby struck out 4 times yesterday. The golden sombrero. There's no way he's going to... Oh, no. 2-2 count. Oh, no! Gibby struck out 5 of the last 6 times at the plate. Wow. We are not going to score a run after getting Wilson on. This is the stuff that haunts our team. Smith had a home run yesterday, but he's been in a slump. And we strand Wilson at third. We go to the bottom of the first. Let's take a look at the Indians lineup rundown. Batting leadoff, playing shortstop is the rookie, Tony Fernandez. Batting second at first base is Karl PAGEL. Batting third and DHing is Eric Fox. Batting cleanup in right field is Cory SNYDER. Batting fifth at third base is Steve Springer. Batting sixth and catching is Mike Stanley. Batting seventh in center field is Von Hayes. Batting eighth in left field is Thomas Howard. And batting ninth is the second baseman, Juan Bonillia. J-Rob, I don't know, I just called him that. I don't think that's his nickname. He's making his 10th start, 2-2. A 3.04 ERA, 32 strikeouts in 53 and the third innings pitched. Doesn't walk many, which is nice. Opponents are batting .206 against him. No complete games as of yet. His fastball tops out at 89 miles an hour. Ground ball percentage is right there at 50%. A 3-pitch pitcher, splitter, pretty damn good, rated an 88. A fastball above league average. Overall rated an 87, the 22-year-old right-hander, arbitration eligible in 1986. There is his log. Coming off a no decision versus Texas. He went 6 innings, gave up 2 runs on 5 hits, walked 2. Also hit a batter, but not good enough to get the win. Okay, Tony Fernandez. Oh, take a look at the Tigers' defense. As I mentioned, same as yesterday. We've got Terry Kennedy behind the plate. He's just throwing everybody out. And maybe the strongest arms in the outfield. Here we go. Tony Fernandez leading off versus Jeff Robinson. And Robinson dumps that slow curve in there for strike 3. 1 down. It's Karl PAGEL. PAGEL batting .271, 12 home runs. And PAGEL will walk. Let's take a look at Karl PAGEL's vitals. All right. I thought maybe he had led the league in something. He's got 2 career grand slams. And yeah, he's not led the league in anything at this point. He's just a consistent guy for this team. A player I'd never heard of before we started the sim, and he's like an everyday dude now. So we started off with the strikeout walk combo. Eric Fox drills it to dead center field, and PAGEL will tag and go to second. So that doesn't happen unless a run is going to be scored. And the rookie all-star, Cory SNYDER, is the guy to get it done. Oh, almost gets through as WILFONG will make the play. So we strand the runner at second base. We go to the top of the second. No score. Terry Kennedy leading off. Kennedy, Wilson, and Brock. Kennedy taking a walk. It's always good to see Kennedy getting on base. We've got Glenn Wilson up next. This is a double play waiting to happen. But we're not going to hit and run. We're just going to let Wilson take a cut. Whatever happens, happens. He's kind of sliced, kind of a fade, like a golf fade into right center field. It's going to be caught by the right fielder, Cory SNYDER. 1 down. Here's Greg Brock. Brock got a .265, 13 home runs. Lazy fly ball into center for out number 2. And Trammell, who has 2 career home runs versus Larry McCall, steps in the box with 2 down. Runner on first. Trammell's going to get an infield single. Lame, but we'll take it. First and second, 2 down, and Rob Wilfong is average now below 300. We get Whitaker back in 7 days. I didn't expect Rob Wilfong to continue to bat over 300, but he's definitely slumping here. Oh, he's going to be safe on an error, a ground ball to first, and PAGEL boots it. That's why he should be the DH, and he often is the DH. So we've loaded the bases for Willie Wilson. The only way Wilson's going to get a grand salami is if it's an inside the park home run. So let's see if Wilson can gap one here, drive in a few of these runs. 1-1 count, and a ground ball up the middle, and we leave the bases loaded. This absolutely feels like a guaranteed loss to me. Even though Larry McCall is the pitcher on the mound, if we could not score Wilson in the first and we leave the bases loaded in the second against the 7.17 ERA pitcher, we're not going to win this ball game. These are all the signs that the game has built in for a guaranteed loss. Springer leading off, popping out to short. Trammell makes that grab. Here's the catcher, Mike Stanley, batting .249, 4 home runs. 2-2 count, and Robinson will strike him out on a check swing. 2 Ks for Robinson. And here's Von Hayes, 5 for 1. That's his nickname. Yet to have been traded to the Phillies. He's going to pop it up into foul ground on the third base side where Brett makes the catch. Moving on to the top of the third. Here come the lefties. It's Brett, Gibson, and Kenny Smith. Brett does have a career home run versus Larry McCall. Brett strikes out. Here's Gibby. Gibby doesn't even remember what it feels like to touch a baseball. Wow. What is that? 6 out of the last 7 at-bats, Gibson has struck out. Yeah, there is no way that we are going to win this ball game. 3 left-handers. Handers, perhaps. 2 of them strike out against Larry McCall, who's given up 130-plus home runs in the last 3 years. We go to the bottom of the third inning. Here's Thomas Howard leading off. 1-1 count to Howard. Ground ball to third. Here we go. This is where all the runs will be scored. Brett commits an error. We'll pull third base in. I don't think Bonilla's going to bunt, but they could be playing some small ball. Ground ball to short. No chance we could ever get another double play. We do get the force at second. 1 out, Bonilla on first. Here's Tony Fernandez. Struck out to lead off the ball game. Ground ball to second. Yeah, again, no chance at a double play. It does get Bonilla over to second base. And Karl PAGEL will have a chance to drive in his first run. First run of the ball game. He walked first time up, and he strikes out. Nicely done. So Robinson's worked himself into trouble in every inning, but has yet to give up a hit through 3. We go to the top of the fourth. Here's Terry Kennedy leading off. Kennedy, base hit into right field. Kennedy's now got a hit and a walk today. Second Tigers hit. Now the last time through the lineup, we did not hit and run with Wilson. I think we have to try here. This is not a good idea, but I'm trying to keep the pressure on McCall. Yeah, he pops up. It was never going to make a difference. Brock, who's 0 for 4 against McCall. It's a comebacker. Ooh, they cannot turn to. Kennedy out at second. Well, that'll leave it up to TRAMMELL to get a 2-out rally going. And a base hit to center field. Brock will go to third. First and third, 2 down. We've had runners in scoring position every inning. But we've had no one clutch in the second half of the season. WILFONG pops it up. So we've stranded 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 runners through 4 innings. Again, if we were going to win this game, we would already be ahead of it. So the question is, when is Robinson going to give it up? Here's Fox striking out on a pitch that was a foot outside. That's brutal. 4 Ks for Robinson. He is looking good today. Can't deny him that. Cory SNYDER. Line drive into center field. Wilson's got to come in to get it right at him. Making the catch. 2 down. Here is Steve Springer. Third baseman batting .229, 11 home runs. And a fly ball into left. GIBSON camps under it, makes the catch. We're going to the top of the 5th. No score. A pitcher's duel between 2 number 5 pitchers in the rotation. Here's Willie Wilson leading off. Line drive to first. Nothing is going our way. George Brett. Kirk Gibson. Yeah. I mean, this is ridiculous. Why is it that a terrible pitcher in this game, when you're playing it in this mode, why do terrible pitchers automatically get right against you? He's got a 7.17 ERA, and it's going to be, it's going to drop a full run probably when he throws a complete game shutout against us. So we're going to the bottom of the 5th inning. Stanley, Von Hayes, and Howard are coming up. Stanley strikes out looking. 5 Ks for Robinson. He is absolutely dealing at this point. Von Hayes, 0 for 1. Best hitter on the team. And Robinson walks him. So Robinson has yet to give up a hit, but he has walked 2. I mean, he's well overdue for something bad to happen. Will Hayes be going? That is the question. 1-0 count to Howard. There's a ground ball to third. Holy shit, a double play. Around the horn started from George Brett. We're moving on to the 6th inning. Call your mamas. We got a no-hitter going. Here's Ken Smith leading off versus Larry McCall. This is just ridiculous. I don't know what's more ridiculous. It's got to be Larry McCall pitching a shutout, giving up 3 hits against a deadly lineup like ours. This is so dumb. Glenn Wilson says enough of this crap. It's a double down the left field line. So a home run yesterday, his 15th double today. Still, his OPS is 250 points less than it was just 2 years ago. Okay, Greg Brock has a chance here to get the Tigers on the board. He is 0 for 6 in his career versus Larry McCall. Ground ball to second. We're going to the bottom of the 6th inning. No score. Bonillla, Fernandez, PAGEL are due up. Here we go, Juan Bonillla. 1-2 count. Off the end of the bat, and there it is, folks. Base hit down the right field line. First hit given up today by Robinson. Will the floodgates be open now is the question. Fernandez flies out to center. Bonilla, I'm surprised he didn't tag. One out. Here's Karl PAGEL. He's walked and struck out today. And walked. So Robinson's starting to lose it. He has to give up at least one or two more base runners somehow. The game's not going to let him get away with this. McCall is smooth sailing. Fox strikes out again. Looking bad at the plate today. 6 Ks for Robinson, and here's Cory SNYDER. This feels like where it all comes to a crashing halt. Yeah, ground ball to first. I'd be a terrible actual announcer if I was calling a real ball game. I'd be like so pessimistic every time they throw a pitch. We go to the top of the 7th inning. Nothing but goose eggs. Here's Alan Trammell leading off. Let's take a look at the in-game stats. See how pathetic this is. There you have it. Trammell's 2 for 2 today. He's the player of the game as of now. Ground ball to short. Tony Fernandez getting it done. Rob Wilfong, frozen rope into right for out number 2. And Willie Wilson, ground ball to first. Yeah, this game was over when Wilson did not score in the first. I think we got to let Jeff Robinson go another inning. Every game is important, so we got to be smart about it. Yeah. There's a base hit to left. I thought that was going to be ball 4. I was like, come on, man. So leadoff man is on again. Here's Mike Stanley. He's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. So he is due. Wow. Stanley strikes out for the 3rd time. Taking batting tips from GIBSON. Runner on first. Von Hayes is up. This is the only guy that makes me nervous. Oh, man. Robinson with that splitter. 8 strikeouts. He's at the century mark in pitches. He could probably go 20 more. I think we got to let him try, right? It's really his game to lose. And there's a ground ball. It gets past the first baseman. Springer scores from first. Come on. I shouldn't be surprised. This game was over in the first inning. But there's no way that Springer is going to score from first with Glenn Wilson in the right field. There's no way that would ever happen. It was 144 feet. So that's 90 feet. That's 100 feet. So 140 feet would have been right there. So, yeah, that's how you know this game was over. And it's 2-0. All right. Well, it had to happen. So we're going to take out Robinson. He ended up giving up, more than one base runner per inning. He had walked one guy through 5, and then he gave up 6 base runners and 2 runs. And he's responsible for the run on third. All right, so this game is done. Let's not waste like innings on our good players. We're going to give the ball to Paul Gibson to maybe perhaps close this game out. We go to the top of the 8th inning, 2-0, and we're just pushing buttons from now on. Larry McCall is going to throw a complete game shutout. A 4-14 pitcher with a 7.17 ERA coming into the ball game. And there's absolutely nothing that we can do about it. Kennedy could do something about it. As he goes Oppo Taco for a 2-run home run. I guess we were just waiting for him to get tired. As Kennedy hits his 10th home run, 11th home run of the season. And that just sucks for Robinson. Another no decision. He won't get hung with the loss. This game just sucks. Glenn Wilson, a base hit into center field. Victor Cruz is coming into the ball game. This guy has got one of the better fastballs in the game. I don't think he's the official closer anymore, but he has been for a while. His fastball tops out at 95 miles an hour. And I guess his curveball is actually his out pitch. So he's a tough one. Let's see how Greg Brock does. Brock's 0 for 3 today. I feel like he's done. Brock walks. First and second. We've been stranding guys all day, so I don't think we can expect much to happen here. An infield single from Trammell. We'll load the bases. They're going to bring in Scotty Bales, and we are not going to let Wilfong bat here. Wilfong has been a piece of garbage for a while. Who hits lefties well on our bench? Anybody? Anyone? Well, we're showcasing Lance Parrish. We're showcasing Parrish for the big trade. Parrish is going to come in, face Scotty Bales, a rookie in his 10th appearance in the majors. He's been good. 1 walk, 12 strikeouts. That's Carl Willis-like. Opponents are batting 174 against him. He's got a save. I remember Scott Bales pretty well. He was a one-time starter. Like that's what it was. His original job was in the rotation. Not in this game. Okay, here we go. Bases are loaded for the second time today. Let's see if Lance Parrish can show some muscle. 1-0 count. Oh, you weak son of a bitch. Tigers tied up on the 2-run home run from Kennedy. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Oh, gosh. All right. Well, we'll let Gibson pitch to Pagel. Just get it over with. All right. In comes Dave Smith. He's our right-handed setup guy. I mean, you look at his numbers, they're not bad. In fact, they're solid with those blown saves. That's what cost him the job. That's why Tom Hankey's in the closer role. First and third, 2 outs. Stanley lines it to Wilson. Moving on to the 9th inning. Oh, I left Parrish at second base like a dipshit. I'm showing off Parrish's skill set. Wilson's going to get a base hit. Oh, no, it's going to be caught. Wow. Brett finally gets a base hit to left. Gibby's got nothing in the tank. Base hit to center. Brett will go to third. It's ridiculous that our left-handed bats are hitting lefty, but okay, whatever. First and third. 1 out. We're asking Ken Smith for a sac fly. It's not glamorous, but it could get the job done. And as I mentioned before, at one point, Ken Smith was leading the American League in sac flies. That'll get it done. Brett, his old legs will carry him home, and the Tigers take the lead. 3-2. Gibby on first. We'll have him try to steal second base. think we're going to bring in Doug Baker to play second instead of Barry Larkin. Baker better defensively, more natural at that position. So we've got the lead, and it's time for the Terminator, Tom Hankey. 6 games so far. He's got 3 saves. Opponents are betting 190 against him. 6 strikeouts and 6 2/3 innings. He's good. Von Hayes will lead it off, followed by Howard and Bonilla. It's the bottom third of the lineup. Hankey, using the forkball, strikes out Von Hayes. 1 out. Here's Thomas Howard. Back-to-back Ks. We're 1 out away from stealing one here. It's Juan Bonilla. And it's a base hit to center. Got to guard the lines. We already know that. Some slow ass can score from first on a base hit 144 feet away. Okay, it's the rookie, Tony Fernandez. A blooper into right field. Wilson's got to come back to get it. And he does. The Tigers win. A tight one, 3-2. Handshakes, butt slaps, sloppy steaks. A well-pitched ball game up into the 7th inning, when all hell broke loose for both squads. No trade offers. I feel like the trade offers are done, which is disappointing. Let's take a look at the standings. Well, there's the National League for you. I mean, Cincinnati 18 back. Philadelphia's 3 up on the Mets. Anyway, let's look at the American League. Yeah, of course, because Boston, why not? They keep winning. They've won 8 in a row. We've won 4 in a row. New York is 3 back. And still a 4-team race in the West. Headline news, Brainiac Baseball, Daily Beat, nothing. Moving on. Transactions. Only one thing, and that is Mike Smith of the Cincinnati Reds is just going to miss a couple of days. All right, let's pull up the box score and get out of here. We've won 4 in a row on the road. Player of the game. Who hit the home run again? Oh, Terry Kennedy. Terry Kennedy's that player of the game. Yeah, TK, 11th home run of the season. He's our team MVP at this point. Robinson, I mean, he pitched so good that it was just never going to, the game was never going to let him have it. The bullpen did their gerbs. Tigers struck out 12 batters. Dave Smith gets the win. He's 5-4. And Tom Hankey will get the save. His 23rd total, 7th as a Tiger. Scott Bales takes the loss. He's 3-2. Larry McCall. I mean, he ended up giving up 2 runs. He did lower his ERA as much as you would have thought, considering the way he was pitching. We left 10 runners on base, but that was all in the first 5 innings. Okay, that's going to do it. We're going to come back tomorrow, play game 3 of the 3-game series. Until then, everyone, have a great day.